Don't lose your license, save your license. Do the wise thing. Call Wiseman Lawyers today. 1300-947-352 or go to wisemanlawyers.com.au.
Hi, I'm Andrew Wiseman and welcome back to Wiseman Lawyers Court Ride-Alongs, Blackwater edition.
Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wiseman Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wiseman Lawyers. Don't face that court alone. Let the Wiseman team get you back on the road. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the Wiseman team at Wiseman Lawyers.
Once again, I'm Andrew Wiseman, owner and principal solicitor of Wiseman Lawyers, Queensland's only truly dedicated traffic law firm. As I say in every episode, when we say truly dedicated traffic law firm, all we do is Queensland traffic law, prevention and minimisation of loss of licence. So if it happened in a car and you're either going to lose your licence or go to jail or anything in between, that is all we do. And when I say Queensland, we will not go outside of Queensland, so you'll never see us at Tweed Heads, but we will literally go to every single court in Queensland. Today I'm at Blackwater. Yesterday I was at Brisbane City. The day before that, Toowoomba. I'm at Cairns next week, Gladstone the week after that, and Moranbah the week after that. Okay, the young man who's engaged me today, he's in quite a bit of trouble. He blew .169 before flipping his car and rolling it 3 times. Fortunately, there was no one else involved in his collision. It was a single vehicle accident, but it's an extremely serious matter nonetheless. And while my job is one of minimising the loss of licence, it's also ensuring that that's all that happens, meaning that he doesn't go to jail or get any kind of imprisonment term, be it suspended or with immediate parole. So, yeah, quite a bit of bother. .169. Single vehicle accident, but a very serious single vehicle accident. Further compounding this, he's got 2 previous low-range drink driving charges, not within the last 5 years, but they're still recent enough to be of concern. One was about 8 years ago and the other one 9 years ago. So .169, serious single vehicle collision, and 2 previous drink drivings. So in a nutshell, you'll remember from previous episodes, there's no maximum disqualification. If the magistrate chooses to, they can hand down a lifetime loss of licence, what's called an absolute loss of licence. If that does occur, I'm going to do everything I can to endeavour that it doesn't, but if that was to occur, we could then, after he served 2 years, apply to get his licence back early. But that's something for another day, but I don't expect he's going to get a lifetime loss of licence. But that is the worst case scenario, and I have seen people in these circumstances with a similar history going to court by himself or with a lawyer that doesn't specialise in traffic, and there is no one else that legitimately does in Queensland, not getting much change out of 3 years, to be frank. The mandatory minimum is technically 6 months. There's no way he's going to get 6 months because of the circumstances of the offence in question. A serious collision whilst rolling his vehicle 3 times, and his previous. I'm going to be pushing hard for a 12-month disqualification. I'm going to be putting a window of 9 to 12 months to the magistrate, but I know that I'm being ridiculous by asking for that, so I don't seriously expect it to be any less than 12 months, but I'm going to be putting 9 to 12 to the magistrate. If I can get it lower than 12, excellent. But as I said, I'm warning my client not to expect anything less than 12 months. And as I said, if I was to ask for anything without giving that window to the magistrate, I'd be screamed out of the court, and rightly so. The primary reason I'm going to be pushing for 9 to 12 months is that he's a plant operator, and again, he lives in the middle of nowhere, Blackwater. So without a licence, he's not going to be earning any money. He doesn't, live in Fortitude Valley and work in the city as a hairdresser. He lives in the middle of nowhere, and his role is 100% driver's licence dependent. So it's not like he can make alternate arrangements or catch taxis or buses. Without a licence, he's losing his job, and he is obviously losing his income. As I said, if he was a public servant or something that was not road-based, and he lived in a metropolitan area and was able to easily get to work, obviously the hardship that he'd suffer would not be the same as the hardship that my client will be suffering today. And just to be clear, I'm not all about advocating idiot behaviour on the road or drink driving or anything like that. I'm completely against it. But what I am here to do is ensure that penalties are handed out in a equitable manner. And by equitable, I mean the real world impact of the penalties being equal. So as I said, I've used the example of a public servant who lives in a metropolitan area. If someone in that position was to get a 2-year disqualification, which wouldn't be inappropriate in the circumstances, the real world impact would not be the same as the client I've got today. Obviously, as I said, if a public servant who lives in the city gets a 2-year disqualification, they'll manage, whereas if my client today gets a 2-year disqualification, the real world outcome would be a gross injustice, and that's why I'm going to be pushing hard to get my client 9 to 12 months, whereas a person who doesn't require their licence to put food on their children's plates wouldn't be warranted in seeking such a low outcome. Alright, I'm just pulling up to court now, so I'll head on in and I'll let you know what the outcome was after court. So alright, I'll see you back in the car soon.
Your license needs savings. Just take your phone up, call the wise man lawyer, and they can help you out in many ways. Yeah, if your license needs saving, all you gotta do.
Graham of Chinchilla writes, "A huge thank you to Andrew for your exceptional work on my behalf for my drink driving case. The result you achieved was sensational to say the least, and the process was extremely comforting the whole way through. The old saying, 'The quality is remembered long after the price is forgotten,' certainly rings true here. Both myself and my family are grateful for your effort. Thanks again."
Don't face that call alone. Let the wise men team help you out, yeah. Don't face that call alone. Let the wise men team help you out, yeah. And just listen what they say. Let's call them any time of the day, yeah. And they will help you right away.
Okay.
Help you to keep problems away. If your license,
As I've said before, we're in the business of putting smiles on faces, and that's exactly what we've done today. You'll remember that when I went in, I said I was going to be putting a window of 9 to 12 months to the magistrate, but I did stress that I realistically didn't expect to get it any lower than 12 months, and to be blunt, I was being quite silly putting even 9 to the magistrate. But as I said, I put 9 to 12 months to the magistrate. The magistrate agreed and handed down a 12-month disqualification. So while it wasn't at the bottom end of the window, I did state before I went in that I did not expect to get it down lower than 12, and that 12 months would be a very good outcome, given that he was .169. He had that very serious single vehicle collision. He rolled it 3 times, and he had those 2 previous low range drink driving. So again, 12-month disqualification. That obviously starts today, but fortunately, because there was a collision and because he was hospitalised, there was no breath test. It had to be done by a blood sample, and those blood, given the backlog that the government has in its labs, there's always a delay in getting the result, and the police can't suspend the client's licence until they know what the reading is, unless they want to charge high range based on behaviour, but they didn't want to do that for whatever reason. So what I'm getting at is, ordinarily if you're high range, you're off the road from the day in question right up to the court date, but because the police didn't have a reading, he was given a 24-hour suspension, and then he was able to drive up until the court date. So when I say he got 12 months, that literally starts from today, and there was no lead-up time between the incident and the court date, so that's good for him. The fine was $1,300, and you'll remember from previous episodes that there's a $110 offender levy that goes with it, so $1,410 in total. And with my clients, I don't even, you know, if people ask me about fines, I'll say, well, mate, you know, I thought your licence was the key concern, so you really shouldn't care about the fine. There's going to be a fine, but my job's getting the disqualification down, not the fine down. And in fact, a lot of the times I encourage magistrates to give a higher fine in lieu of what would otherwise be a lengthier disqualification. So the fine, though, has been referred to the State Penalties Enforcement Registry, so he'll get a letter saying, right, this is how much you owe us, but give us $50 a month, for example. Yeah, so 12-month disqualification and a fine, no probation or suspended sentences or anything like that, which is good. Yeah, so again, another smile on another face. I'm driving now to Emerald so I can get the plane back to Brisbane in time for a massive day in Brisbane City tomorrow. I've got, well, by the time I get back to the office, Greg will probably have more work for me, but at this stage, I've got a drink driving work licence as well as 4 drink driving pleas of guilty. So yeah, ordinarily we don't do that much work on any given day, but you make hay when the sun shines, and we are in a busy period. And but that said, I'll be working until about midnight tonight, so each client that I'm acting for tomorrow will get as much of my time and attention as if I was only doing one job. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. It's great that you guys could see me put, I know I've said it 3 times already, but put another smile on another face. The next episode, I should add, this matter was supposed to be in December. You might remember me mentioning that during the Toowoomba episode, but given circumstances, I saw fit to just deal with it early, so we did exactly that. So the next episode, unless another job comes up, will be Gladstone, but we also have a Moranbah job coming up as well, so who knows, you know, we take each day as it comes, so either Gladstone or Moranbah, unless we get yet another job in a regional location. That's where the next episode will be. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing.